students for today. This is Muhammad Mohsen, your English teacher, and I'm going to explain the second unit of first secondary. So now let's start with the grammar of unit 2. What do we have as a grammar for unit 2? It is the present simple. Okay, so let me first revise what we've taken in unit 1. In unit 1, we've taken that we've got two tenses in order to speak about the past. Whether to speak in the past simple, which I put ed in order to say that this action happened in the past and it is finished. Second option I've got, which is the past continuous, when I put were or was plus a verb plus ing in order to say that this is past continuous as the action kept happening for a long time in the past, or to say that I'm speaking about a certain point in the past. So let's move to the present simple. From its name, present simple, that means that something it's not happening in the past, or even it's not happening in the future. The word present simple means that it always happens. It happened in the past, it's happening in the present, and it will happen in the future. So, let me ask you, what are the usages of using the present simple? First one is a fact. When I'm speaking about a fact, of course I should use the present simple. What are the facts? The facts are the rules of nature, things that I have no other options except to happen. For example, when I say the sun, let's write it. The sun rises every day. When I say the sun rises every day, this should be, of course, in the present simple. Why? Because it's a fact. So the sun rises every day, it's a rule of the nature. I have no other option than the sun to rise every day. So that's why I'm using it in the present simple. The second thing I have got is the routine. What is the word routine means? It means that the things that happens every day or always, and I have no option to change it, or it's not in my hand to change it. Like what? Like I go to school every year. Of course it's not in your hand to go to school every year. You should go to school to get educated. So that's why I cannot changing the action of going to the school. So that's why we say routine is something that it's not in my hand to change it. Like I go to school every year. Third thing is the habits. What do we mean by habits? Habits mean that the things that you've used to do, and it's totally your own decision if you would like to change it or not. Like I wash my face every day. No one forces you every morning to wash your face. It's your own decision. It's your own choice to change this or not. But because I'm somehow have got some hygiene, and because I'm somehow clean, I use my face every day. So it's my own decision, or it's my own choice. I wash my face every day. So let's move for the last thing, which is future with timetables and transportation. What do you mean by future in timetable or in transportation? For the timetables and the transportation, these things might happen in the future, yes, but it always happens. Like, for example, when I say the plane takes off at 6 o'clock. Why do I use this in the present simple while the plane didn't take off yet, because it is a timetable. Every month or every week in this time, I have got a plane which takes off. That's why we use the present simple in the future when I'm speaking about the timetables or the transportation. Now, we've done with the usages of the present simple. As if I would like to revise it quickly or to summarize it quickly, I've got the facts, things that have nothing happened except them. Routine, like the things that it happens to me and I have no option to change it. Habits, which are the things that happens to me and it's in my own decision or in my own choice. And future with timetables and transportation that always being repeated or does not change. Let's move to the second part of our lesson for today, which is the helping verbs. So, as we said in the last unit, every tense has got its helping verb, and I cannot put any sentence in English without supporting it with a helping verb. So let's guess together what can be the helping verbs of the present simple. If we are going to speak about I, we, you, and they, of course, we use do. And if we are going to speak about he, she, it, of course, we are going to use does. So, let's move to see how we are going to create a sentence using the past or the present simple. First, we're going to start with I, we, you, they. I, we, you, they, or let's say any plural. If we are going to speak about I, we, you, they, or any plural, I need to know that those subjects use do. So, the rule is going to be like this. I, we, you, they, plus verb, plus nothing, plus verb in its infinitive form. Of course, I put the object, but I'm speaking about the rule itself. I put I, we, you, they, plus verb in its bare infinitive form. What do I mean with bare infinitive form? Like it's the verb with its origins, without putting anything to it, without putting s, without putting es, without putting ing, without putting ed, without putting anything. I just get the verb. So let's try to take an example about the sentences using the present simple. Let's say, for example, I go to the club. I go to the club. This word or this sentence means that this happens usually or always happens because I've put I with the verb go in its infinitive form. So that means that this action is happening every now. Okay, so let's move to the second part. What do I do if I would like to put this sentence in the negative form? What do I mean by negative form? It means that I'm going to put not. So it's going to be just like that. I don't. That's why we were speaking about do at the beginning, because I, we, you, they, and the plural, they take do. So I put I don't go to the club. What if I would like to say this sentence but in the question form? I've got two options, whether to say do you go to school, to club, or whether to say where do you go. So we've got two forms of the question, whether to start it with do you go to club, and the answer will be yes I go, or yes I do, no I don't. What about where? Where do you go? The answer will be I go to the club. I think it's so clear right now how to use the present simple with I, we, you, they, and any plural. So, what about the other part, which is the he, she, and it? Let's write the subjects we have: he, she, and it, and of course any singular. If I'm speaking about he, she, it, or any singular, of course I'm speaking about subjects that use does. So the rule will be just like that. Verb plus s, es, or ies. Why do I put the ses or the ies? It's because he, she, and it use does. So ses and is, it's instead of does. So let's take a sentence. Let's say he travels to Alex, for example. Now, if I would like to put this sentence in the negative form, I will say he doesn't. He doesn't. Now, will I say travels or will I say just travel? The answer is going to be that I will use just travel because s is instead of does. So when I put does, that means that I've removed the s. So it will be he doesn't travel to Alex. Let's move to the question form. We can say, does he travel to Alex? And the answer is going to be yes he does and no he doesn't. So as we've been saying, does he travel to Alex? And the answer will be yes he does or no he doesn't. What about the last form, which is where does he travel? And the answer is going to be he travels to Alex. Now, how can I guess? Why do I think that it's clear enough how to form a sentence using the present simple, whether with he, she, it, or singular, or even with I, we, you, and they? There is last two things we need to know about the present simple, and then we are going to move to solve some exercise together. The first thing, what are the key words of the present simple? The words that when I see, I know that this is present simple. So to put infinitive form with I, we, you, they, or any plural, to put he, she, it, is, or any singular, I put is. So the key words are always, sometimes, usually, often, Yes, what else? Never. Scarcely. Rarely. Occasionally. Those are the common keywords of the present simple. Last thing I use the present simple with is the conjunctions. What are the conjunctions? It's like when, as soon as, whenever I saw any one of those, and I've got a space, and the other space is future, like for example, will, I put here present simple. So far so good. I think this way we're ready to solve some sort of exercises. Now we're ready to solve some sort of exercises. Let's start. Now, I've got the first sentence. It rarely in Egypt except in some areas of Sinai. Let's now think about it together. It rarely. Rarely is a keyword of the present simple. And I've got here it, so it is verb plus S. So it rarely snows. Second question. In the past, this is a keyword of the past simple. So I put ed. In Egypt all the winter the weather was warm and sunny. It is past, and I've got a negative form, so it is didn't. What did your father do when he is 30 years old? Is this did, and this is when, so it should be in the past also, so it should be when he was 30 years old. My brother, what? A lot of money from his job as a tourist guide. He's intends, verb plus S, that means that it is the present simple. So it's verb plus S, earns. When I was 15 years old, I usually is a keyword of the present simple, so it's verb infinitive, so it's gonna be I usually spend. Maya ate to her school in her father's car. She rarely walks to school. Rarely is a keyword of the present simple. So we say Maya usually goes, and keep in your mind that the word usually and the things which are similar to her always comes in the second position in the sentence. I put the subject, then I put usually, always, often, or anything similar to them. Seventh question. In the solar system, all planets are around the sun in regular orbits. This is a fact, yes? It's about nature rules. So it should be in the present simple. Planets, they are plural. So I should put the verb in its infinitive form, so it's going to be move. Let's move to the second page. Now, he gets up early. He always late. This is a tricky question. Why? Because he has put s in the verb. So I cannot put does. So it won't be doesn't. And he is saying that it's late, so it's opposite to early. So I should put negative. So the only choice that can give me a negative meaning in a present simple form in this sentence is going to be never. Ninth question. We are ready to help you. Don't worry. We are ready, so we cannot. It cannot be hardly because they will help him every day or every time he would like to help. It cannot be never, it cannot be rarely. Always is the only one that gives me the meaning of always ready to help you. That means that whenever you ask for help, they will help them. My son sometimes A articles for his school magazine. Sometimes that means it's a keyword of the present simple. And my son is he, so I should put verb plus S, which is writes. As soon as my father A home, I've got a conjunction here, as soon as. And I've got will here, which is a future. So I should put present simple. My father is he, so it should be verb plus S, which is comes. Working men and women. This is plural, by the way. Don't let it trick you. Very long hours to earn enough money for their family. As I was saying, it is plural, so I should put verb in its infinitive form, so it's work. My brother didn't used to be busy. Didn't used to be busy, that means that it's habit which is happening in the past. Now, he is used to be busy, so it's going to be is. Now he is. Doctors and nurses, plural. Ill, people when they are in need. Of course, this is going to be help, very infinitive, because I've got doctors and nurses, which are plural, and I need to put verb in its infinitive form. Other page. They in their exams because they study hard. So they is a plural subject, and I've got they study, it's present simple. So it's gonna be succeed, verb in its infinitive form. They English novels and books very often. They rarely do, so that means that they don't read, negative form. I lost, plus is a past simple. My friend Magda when we were in Alex, so it's going to be so. Nothing else to help the patients. Yesterday, so he became in a serious case. This is a very good question. We need to explain the passive to be able to answer such a question. What do you mean by passive? Passive means that when I care about the object, not the subject, so I get the object at the beginning, then I put helping verb, which is or are, then I put the verb in its PP form, then I put by and the subject. So for example, if I say I play tennis, I would like to start with tennis because it's the object. I will get it in the beginning, tennis. I will go to the end, it's going to be by me. And I put either are, tennis is, of course it's uncountable, so it's going to take is. So it's going to be tennis is, and PP of play is played by me. This is how to solve the passive sentences. So let's move to the page we were in to see how can we solve the passive sentence. So here, nothing else, this is a singular. To help patient yesterday. Yesterday is a past. Yet we can say nothing else was done, helping verb plus PP, so he became in a serious case. In a meeting to discuss, meeting to discuss some problems in the company today, and now everything is okay. That means that the meeting was in the past because now everything is okay, so it is had. They left the house early as their bus to Cairo. We've got a bus, so and it's a future, so it's going to be present simple. Bus is it, so it's going to be leaves. 21, no doubt we all remember what our teacher about organizing our work. They remember this. That means that it happened in the past. So it is going to be said. Okay. Now, scientists, plural, useful things for their country. This is something which is a routine, or let's say not a routine, let's say it's a repetitive action. It always happens. So it's present simple. So scientists always do. It A, her habit to sleep late. She is used to this. When I say is used to this, that means that she is not doing it anymore. She is doing it right now. It's her habit right now. So it is her habit. Because we've got is, so is means that it is in the present. Mona tries to help her neighbors at A. The only keyword that I have here that can come at the end of the sentence is all times. I A, do anything wrong, to be punished, ed, past, yesterday, keywords of the past. So I didn't. He A, away 2 or 3 times a year. That means that the word a year means that this happens every year. So this is present simple. And we've got the word he. So it's going to be present simple verb plus s. So he usually goes away 2 or 3 times in a year. Before Mona A, the party, I will give her her presents. I've got a conjunction here which is before, and I've got will here which is present, so the answer will be present simple. We usually, our grandparents, before their death, that means that they already dead. So visiting them is in the past. So it should be we usually visited. Okay. Now, we usually, okay. They reached home of their dirty clothes and had a shower. Past, so it's going to be past. Although our team very hard, they didn't win the match. Although our team passed, so it's going to be played. Well, I think this is very clear and detailed explanation of the present simple. I hope that you've got some benefit from this session for today. I would like to thank you. I would like to repeat my name. This is Mr. Muhammad Mohsen. And I would like to repeat what we were doing. We were explaining the present simple, which is the lesson of the second unit of secondary 1. Hope that you will get a very successful year. Hope that you're gonna achieve all your dreams. Thank you so much for your listening. And I would like to say thank you and goodbye.